Says he liked the president's speech tonight in some ways because he wrote something very similar for President George W. Bush back in 2007. Former presidential speechwriter Mark Thiessen, now with AEI, joins me now from Washington. What, did the president crib off of George W. Bush? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was eerily familiar. There were lines like, our job is to help Americans build a future of hope and opportunity. A future of hope and opportunity begins with a growing economy. A future of hope and opportunity requires that all our citizens have affordable and available health care. Extending opportunity and hope depends on a stable supply of energy. All of that came from the 2007 State of the Union address by George W. Bush. So Barack Obama has gone from blaming George W. Bush to plagiarizing George W. Bush.
Did you write that speech? Is that why it was familiar to you?
I was the lead writer on that. Yeah, that was the lead writer. That was the first State of the Union that I was the lead writer on, and I was listening to Obama today, and I was like, good grief, that sounds awfully familiar.
You were saying, this is brilliant. He's selling me.
But of course, Barack Obama and George W. Bush and conservatives have a very different understanding of opportunity. Barack Obama believes that the path to opportunity is more government. We conservatives believe that the path to opportunity is more enterprise. And so what you've got is a president pushing a government agenda for opportunity, not a private sector agenda.
What did you think about, his tone? Because we were told he was going to be defiant, and I've heard people all over the board on this tonight saying he was, and he really gave it to the Republicans, and other people saying it was kind of lame.
Yeah, I thought he was defiant. I mean, look, the Washington Post this morning reported that he was going to use this to launch a year-long sustained campaign against the Republican Party. And look, he went after the government shutdown. He went after the debt limit. He told them, not to do another 40 repeals of Obamacare, and warned them to undo the cuts. I mean, I thought, it's a speech about opportunity. It's supposed to be hopeful and optimistic. It's kind of how it's done. And he managed to take a speech about opportunity and make it divisive and combative, which I thought was quite a remarkable achievement of presidential rhetoric. What did
you think about, you and I have talked a lot about Obamacare and its rollout, and the panel here was not happy with the messaging on Obamacare. And I told the audience earlier, the numbers are at an all-time high now in terms of those opposed to the law. How do you think he handled it?
Well, I found it fascinating. The fascinating thing I saw on that panel was when Frank asked them about the Myra plan, this new savings plan, and they were universally against it. And one of the gentlemen there said, I cringed when I heard of it, and I thought, oh no, another Obamacare. I mean, that says it all right there. The American people don't even trust this guy to launch a small savings plan. That's how much their confidence in his honesty and his competence has been hurt by the lie. The lie undermines not just trust in Obamacare, it undermines trust in everything. They don't trust this man to do anything.
Let me ask you about foreign policy, because he had a very different message tonight when it came to al-Qaeda than we've heard him have in recent days, weeks, and certainly over the past year or two. Do we have that soundbite on al-Qaeda? No, we don't. We're trying to get it teed up. But basically, hold on a second, because I've got it here, and I'll tell the audience what he said. If I can find it, I don't have it. In any event, they're queuing it up. Your thoughts on what he said about al-Qaeda tonight?
Yeah, the al-Qaeda threat has morphed or changed. I just remember it was months ago that he was saying that al-Qaeda was on the road to defeat. So all of a sudden now the al-Qaeda threat is resurging.
Stand by. We've got it. Do we have it from tonight? Let's play it.
I said we'd refocus on the people who actually attacked us on 9/11. And today, al-Qaeda's on the run and Osama bin Laden is dead. Al-Qaeda's on the path to defeat, and Osama bin Laden is dead. I kept that promise. The fact is, that danger remains. While we've put al-Qaeda's core leadership on a path to defeat, the threat has evolved as al-Qaeda affiliates and other extremists take root in different parts of the world.
That is not the same message.
The big difference is that al-Qaeda is resurgent and an American ambassador is dead. That's the big difference. Most of those quotes you were showing, I believe, were before Benghazi. This was during the lead-up in the presidential election when he was campaigning on the fact that he had put al-Qaeda on the run and on the path to defeat. And then Benghazi happened, and all of a sudden he can't say that anymore because the terrorists are still after us. They're still trying to attack us, and his solution is to close Guantanamo Bay.
Mark, good to see you. Good speech writing back in 2007. They say the highest form of flattery is imitation.
I guess so.
See you soon. Well, President Obama got some of the biggest